Alright, what's going on, guys? So second video for the day. I want to see if this fault issue continues, and that first serve doesn't exactly fill me with confidence, but we shall see. The second serve's not a problem, it's the first serve. Like, oh wow, that one dipped. So I've moved up to 60, number 60 in the world. I think it was 89 previously, so let's see if he faults on his first serve again. Yes. Right. If this persists, this is going to really piss me off. Haven't heard anyone else mention it. I've had one person who I talked to on Twitter mention he had the problem with a first serve not going in. Rightio. First serve not going in, and then all of a sudden they get... So, first serve fault. Oh my god. First serve fault. Second serve let second service, and then all of a sudden they fault again, and then it's like it doesn't count as a double fault. They get another serve. You know, it doesn't make any sense. So he's had that issue. He said he hasn't really noticed the issue that I've had where it's just fault after fault after fault on their first serve. So far he hasn't served one in. Oh my god, he's got one. So I'm curious to see, like, I'm almost tempted to lose a couple of points just to see if it still persists on his serve. I mean, I can miss a couple of serves myself, but generally mine will be in the 90s or the 80s, so, you know, it's kind of like, well, I'm pretty sure his serve rating is the same as mine as well, so so it's kind of like, well, what's really accurate here? Let's just see. Oh, he's got another one. Alright, so he served two in a row. Back to a fault. So I restarted the game, so I want to see if that resolves the issue. I don't know if it will or not. I'll probably be able to give more of an insight once I get to the end of the set. Because then obviously he'll have had a couple of service games, and then I'll be able to see if it has changed or if it remains the same. Oh. Nah, failure. Alright, we're going to get to see another serve here. Let's see what happens. Fault, of course. So at the current point, I'll just quickly pause it, his first serve percentage is 28. That is not realistic at all. Real player or not, you know, you're not a professional tennis player if your first serve is 28% or lower. Because, I mean, as I showed in the last career game, my opponent finished with 15%. And another fault. Yeah, it's got to be an issue, because there's no way that someone could miss this many first serves. And he's double faulted. So yeah, serving as yourself, it feels a little bit different, but it still feels like you just can't get an ace unless you lower the difficulty or you turn the cursor on to show where exactly your aiming is, and it seems like you can only still do that with topspin anyway, so which is ridiculous. I mean, how... Yeah, you might see the occasional person get a topspin ace in real life. Oh, there's an out. Unforced error. You might see the occasional person get a topspin ace, but more often than not, it's going to be a flat serve to get an ace, and it's just going to be pure power that beats the other player. So another thing I noticed, ball speed seems to, like, yeah, some shots might absolutely rocket to the baseline and whatnot, and then others just seem to just sit up horribly, and it just gives the opponent heaps of time to get back into position, which obviously then forces those really long rallies that get really annoying after a while. Yep, another unforced error. Don't really know how exactly, so we're going to go 2 games to love if we can knock off this point. Oh shit, maybe not. Unfortunately, I've got I can't seem to change the generic serve and ground stroke. Doesn't seem to be a way to do that unless Big Ant says something. At the moment, it seems like you're stuck with what you got if you've already started a career, which I find really annoying. Oh, prick! They saved it twice now. Save it that time. Yeah. He would have got a lob if he'd got to that. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, so, oh god, here we go. Another fault. Yeah, so I'll go through this game, go through his game, because clearly he's just going to keep doing what he's been doing. Oh god, it's so frustrating. Like, the game has definitely improved, but to have something like this where, you know, your opponent just seems to keep faulting on the first serve, it's ridiculous. I mean, I believe I said it in the last, I might have said it in the last video. I said it on another guy I talked to on Twitter said, you know, surely they've got to test these things before they release the patch. So, oh my god, look, almost every single time. I'll bring up the stats again in a minute, because it was 28% before. It's likely going to be in the teens now. Just try and win this point first. Oh my god, just stop moving. 13-15. Alright. Okay, it's dropped 1% to 27. Still. Ooh, risky. Yeah, I'm just going to win the point. Let's see what happens here. Oh, wow. I think he got in the last point he got that one in as well, so he's got, what's that, 2 in a row now? Somehow, some way. Yeah, you're not getting that. Now let's see if he can do 3 in a row. Oh my god. I'll definitely show the graphic again once I come back at the end of the set and show if it's improved or just gotten severely worse. So right now it is at 42%, so it's gained about, what's that, 15%. So we'll see where it is at the end of the set. Alright, so here we go, serving for the set. I'll check those stats again in a minute. Obviously I blitzed him, so he's only had, I think, what's that, one service game since I last spoke, so it's obviously not going to improve that much in regards to that. That's a failure. Smash failure. Wasn't in the right position. So yeah, it's actually dropped by 6 down to 36. So yeah, it's an obvious issue where, you know, for us, serving is still far too easy, although we still can't get an ace. We don't fault nearly as much as what they do. And obviously, you know, now the AI is faulting a lot more than what they should. Look how casual is that? And net play is still far too easy. Yes, they might lob now. Oh my god, movement is still an issue. He's got me there. Yeah, movement is still a bit of an issue. It still feels very sluggish, and sometimes it just doesn't respond. So, you know, it's like, what do you do? Yeah, not beat me there. Let's hit this straight at him. No, not really. What was that? Nevertheless, set point. Yeah, you're not getting that. Alright, so here we are, serving for the set. So, providing I win this game, his first serve percentage will finish on 34%. So obviously it's a lot better than 15 like the last career game, but I mean it's still ridiculous the amount of times that, you know, an opponent, you know, misses their first serve. Like even in the licensed players where they've got really good first serves and yet, or really good serving rather, not just first serves, and yet they're doing the same thing. So obviously it's got to be, oh nice. Obviously it's got to be a flaw or some kind of glitch, bug, whatever in the game, because it's not realistic at all for, you know, for a professional tennis player to, like, really, yeah, you might see the occasional player bomb out and serve like 40 or 50 something percent in a match, but more often than not it'd be sort of 50, 60 or 70. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it really. I hope that it's, oh God. I hope that it's sort of, you know, going to be ironed out in maybe like a small quick fix patch in a couple of days or something. I don't know. Ooh, no. Ooh, that was borderline fault. Yeah, I've had a couple of faults in this game. Ugh. Movement still feels a bit clunky at times. The drop shot is still far too easy to win points off. I can win plenty of points by passing shots and things like that, but if you draw them in with the drop shot, you can almost certainly win the point. So watch this. If you watch, I'll get it wrong here. Alright, so it didn't work on that one because, oh, he's going to try one now. I've got to that. He hasn't lobbed me yet. And I've mistimed it. Alright, so his first serve is going to change. Oh look, another fault. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. And he got the same ace that he did last time, 151 Ks down the tee, where I wasn't able to reach it. So serving is still a problem. Another fault. So it's probably like 33% now. I don't know what it is. The player seems to react very slowly on that second serve as well. It's like they're stuck in cement again. Another fault. Let's see if we can. Oh, what the hell? It just like the player just stands there, like as if nothing's gonna happen. What's he doing moving up the court here? Oh, no. See if we can get this one in. Nope. Come on. It's like, really? I know Big Ant must absolutely hate me, but, you know, if you're gonna release like Like yeah. Fact of the matter is, the game was released way too early. It was released in like an alpha beta sort of stage, and set point. Hey, oh, is this a 5-set match? All right. So I've got another set to go apparently. So this is going to be a lengthy video. So his first serve is going to get worse.
Game on second sets.
Alright, so here we go. He's having to serve to stay in the match. Yet another fault. This problem hasn't gone away. I'll show the statistics shortly to show how badly he is serving. I'll do it now. So at the moment he is serving 27%, so it's gone down from the last time that I brought it up in the second set. So it's getting worse. There's another one. Honestly, like, this needs to be fixed. If this is fixed, if this serve issue is fixed, where they fault almost 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10 faulting on the first serve, and then the other issue where they fault, then they get let second service, and then they fault again, and then they get another serve, so instead of it being a double fault. They can get rid of those, then yeah, the game is a hell of a lot better. But at the moment, it's still broken for this fact. Okay, you got to that. Alright. Match point. Didn't realise that I was playing a 5-setter. There's another fault. So it's going to be like 26 or 25% once this is over. Unless you can win a point. And then it's going to get worse. So AI movement is still probably, like, the ball movement is probably still a bit too slow at times. Yeah, so the opposition player can still easily get. There it is, game, set and match. Unforced error. Yep, so he finished on 26%, got 4 double faults, 66 winners to 21, 12 unforced errors to me, 8 to him. Plenty of break points won. Net points 48 of 75, 4 of 30 for him. Mostly because he won the occasional point which I drew him into the net with a drop shot. So they still don't come to the net on their own accord. You have to bring them to the net. That's the only way. So yeah, still a lot of issues to be ironed out. It is getting better, but you know, this serving floor is really annoying.